So Benji asks, how can you do product pricing for a startup? I actually wanted to talk about specifically doing a product design tutorial and doing the pricing as part of it, because they're essentially the same thing in my view. And you're gonna see a whole bunch of stuff, and I've studied this for many years. So for those of you who don't know me, I am a professor of innovation strategy in entrepreneurship, and I've studied this kind of stuff for all sorts of stuff for many years. And you know, the key thing when you're thinking about both the product design and pricing of the thing that you're actually trying to create is that it's a trial and error process. You don't know what the right answer is. I think that is the best possible thing that you could do. So instead of thinking of, creating this beautiful product up at the get-go, right? What you want to do is think about how you have an idea in your head, right? And it's going to be garbage. I guarantee the idea that you have is in your head. Go get garbage in your house and anywhere that you can get it. Maybe it's in your office. That's what I want you to do. This is going to be the cheapest way to do product design. What I want you to do is put together something that replicates what you're trying to think of. And it's got to be garbage. I don't want you to spend more than $10 on this particular garbage, right? Like, don't go out and spend a whole bunch of stuff. I've learned all sorts of things. I'm building the Reciprocity project, Reciprocity platform, which is just sharing economy editing platform, a writing platform, and this is just what I've learned. You really can't do this sort of what you're thinking about and having the right possible answer. And so spend that $10, go get garbage, and then put this thing together. Now, what I want you to do after that, after you do this product design, what I want you to do is go and do another iteration after that. So what do I mean by that? So go and put this thing together and then see if it looks like something, and go and talk to a few people and say, hey, what do you think of this particular area? It doesn't have to be a lot of people. It could be your mom and dad, it could be, a couple of friends. Best thing that you could possibly do, go to a busy street someplace in your hometown and just ask them questions. I know it's really unnerving, so I don't think that most of you are going to do that. I would feel really nervous and weird about that, but if you made it into a game, you would actually do it, and it would actually be pretty fun, right? If you went with another person, you were talking about this thing of, hey, I'm trying to create this thing. Don't worry about the idea that you have. Nobody's going to steal it. If they do, whatever, you're going to create something anyways that's going to be unique and different. I've learned that many times. The thing that you create is going to be fundamentally different than what somebody else creates. It's so different with that. So once you get that, you go back and spend another $20, or spend another $10. Maybe spend $20 this time and create something that's a little better based on that information that you have. So take notes when you do that. Write it all down, and then go back and think about this again, right? Do this a few times. And as you do this, and I want you to spend maybe, no more than a couple of weeks doing this, put this thing together until you actually have a product that sort of looks what you think how it should work. Now, go through and do this several times, right? Go through these iterations several times until you actually have something. Now, what I want you to do after that, this is how I do product pricing. So I'm going to tell you a story. When I was in my undergrad, I thought that there'd have to be all of these fancy formulas and all this kind of stuff to product pricing in terms of and I would look them all up in the academic literature of hey, I was trying to build this. It was a extraction of neem seed. We're building this sort of chemical process thing. Neem is a chemical from the nimbin tree, and actually it's a pesticide. It's got a lot of sort of really cool properties that we use today, and at the time it was pretty novel, but you see this in the store if you look at some of the ingredients for pesticide and things like that. So what I would do in that case is, so you've got this product, right? You don't know what the price is, right? This is what I would do. You got a product and it's kind of functional, kind of doesn't work, whatever, it doesn't matter. Go and then see if you can sell this thing at a certain price. See if somebody would actually, either A, the better sort of information you're going to get is A, are they going to buy it from you? Right? Can you actually convince them to do that? A reciprocity project is hard to buy. get people to actually buy credits on the dang thing. So it's hard to get there, right? This is why I want you to go slow and take your time, all those kind of things. So, get people to see if they buy it. They're probably not going to buy it, but that's okay. Then you ask them why they are not buying it, right? And then you work on this. Right. So the idea, particularly if you're a startup, right, is to go through several of these iterations till you actually get something that works. And it's going to take you a long time, right? Like that's the thing. You do this. So you might be thinking, hey, I can have this thing out in a couple of months. It's not true. Imagine it's going to take you probably about 5 years of pushing at this and like iterating and doing this until it maybe starts selling something. Now, in some domains, it's a lot easier, right, to do these kind of things, right? So you can create food, for example. It's going to be super easy. If you are doing something like lawn mowing that people like understand and that is there and it's like at your fingertips, is easy to do, right? So you could do some of those things, but try to create a new lawnmower. That's going to be hard to do, right? And it's going to take you some time, some effort to actually keep doing this. Nights and weekends, that's it. Just keep pushing at this thing. Now, if you're in a large corporation, it's a little different. You can spend your time doing this kind of stuff, but you're still doing the whole finding time to do this. And it's going to take you some time to actually get this thing to work, unless people give you dedicated time to do that, which most organizations are not going to. But just honestly, keep farting around until you get the product, right? So what's going to happen is you're going to get the product working, and then you have to work with the pricing strategy. And then you might sort of fiddle around with sort of different ways of doing pricing strategy, right? And think about, go to stores in your neighborhood and think about how they're selling those particular products and what's the pricing strategy for them. And then see which ones kind of like make sense, right? There's different sort of subscription models, for example. You can buy up front, you can price low, all those kind of things. And what you're just trying to do is get it to the point where somebody's actually biting. And once you get to the point that they're biting and you can start getting some customers coming in, then after that, you can start fiddling around a little bit more and finding an optimal level. Like you might be able to, raise your prices if people are buying from you, right? Like, and I would say a decent amount, right? Whatever, maybe they're buying 1,000 of something, or you're making $30,000 of something. Then you incrementally increase your prices, right? And you find better products that can justify those prices. You increase it to the point where you can actually justify those prices. You look for better suppliers that are coming in. So what you're doing is you're incrementally increasing your prices, making better quality, until you get to the point that you can justify the thing that you're doing, and reinvest all this money that comes in, right? So you're reinvesting, pick a certain number, whatever it is, right? All of you are going to be tempted to take all of that money. Don't do that. Take 10%, 15, 20%, whatever, some arbitrary number, and then reinvest it in the business and making it better. Like so you save up, let's say you save up $50,000 eventually from the income that's coming in. Well, save that and pay a year of wages for somebody that's going to help you out, right? Like think about those kind of things and incrementally do it until it actually clicks. That's what I would do with product design. I know it seems like, like there's no recipe. There isn't really a recipe. You're doing the product design and pricing at the same time until you find something that actually sticks. Hard to get there. But I know you can do it if you just keep fiddling around. All right, take care. Give me one of these. Thanks, Benji, for watching. Take care. Bye. See ya.